Sometimes you gotta piss at the cock you got.
Yeah.
That's right. And we've given up. This is as close as it's gonna get. It should be close enough. And this part is at least sitting kind of correct. So we're just gonna put it in there and see how it fits.
Our standards have decreased. We have zero standards.
The cares have been long gone.
We went from we want it to be perfect to does it not
Every
look
5 minutes we lose a puck, so
yeah, does it not
We
like
started with 10, we're down to about 0.5.
we're almost out. We're almost out. We're ready to almost just hit the bar.
Alright.
Oh, I'm out of my
Alright, so we have the engine on the, I don't know if you can see my head, engine on the cherry picker. We have it leveled-ish. It's a little tail heavy right now, but this is take one of 300, more than likely, so.
Plus 12 yesterday.
yeah, you weren't here for the first case. This is day 2 on set.
Alright.
Why is there a table here?
Probably gonna have to come down, eh?
Yeah.
So we actually have the Ecotec in there pretty good. About 2 inches of room off the firewall.
Jeremiah's giving his update. I'm ruining his update.
There's a
We're talking about his update. After an hour, almost 2 hours probably now, we are back to where we were last night, so that's good.
Welcome back to square
Welcome
one.
back to square one. It's probably a little bit more correct than last night. We actually have some room behind the engine for the firewall. So now we're gonna try and hook up.
So we got the engine in, got the subframe back in, but man, it is freaking tight. There is no room for the power steering mount. The oil pan's not even on. A lot of subframe modifications to be made pretty soon here.
How'd I do? Not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad. You're right, it is a restrictor having the handle. You're gonna have to go
Always go raw dog.
this way.
Yeah, I go. Were you upside down before or no? Oh yeah, I would have been doing that upside down the whole time.
What?
What did we just get done, Jordan?
Oh, we just chopped some stuff.
Motor installation evacuation procedure.
Yeah, it's an emergency, so. What's up? Are we live?
We're live.
Oh, we're live! Here we have our very high-tech list on a piece of scrap drywall of what's next. So we're gonna start having the list so I can start going on it as I have time, and then we know where to pick up when we're all here. Motors in the car-ish. We got some serious modifications to do, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone says it is. Like,
It does not clear the subframe very well, so that's getting chopped.
yeah, we'll have to, I mean, we
Chopped.
do the subframe, but really not a bad
Yeah, we gotta
fit overall.
modify this this heater core water line because that's preventing us from going back another, I don't know, probably a good inch. But we kind of just tossed the exhaust manifold in there. That's beautiful. That's like something you buy in a store. And then a little hurdle we found was, where is it? These cam position sensors go in the side of the head down here. In the side of the head, like so. But the plug for them goes straight backwards, and with how close of a tolerance we're running, that's gonna be right against a firewall. So we're talking about making a new bracket and clocking it backwards or so. And there's one for each cam, of course. But on this side, that cam sensor would end up having to come underneath the fuel rail, which isn't a huge deal. but that is definitely a hurdle that we figured we're gonna have to go around at some point. How work?
How it work? Well, we don't really know how the Solstice drive shaft interfaces. Well, we know how it interfaces with the transmission, but we don't know how you achieve correct fitment with how it's set up, because there should be a slip somewhere, and I haven't really quite figured out where that is yet.
So
We're just gotta figure out.
yeah, so what he's saying is the RX-8 drive shaft. It's actually carbon fiber. It has a slip yoke on the back of the drive shaft, or on the back of the transmission. So what that means is in the back of the transmission, the drive shaft doesn't bolt to it. It slides in and out. That way, as the car twists and suspension articulates and whatnot, there's a little bit of give, and that yoke is able to slide in and out. Now, what the Solstice presumably has, because by looking at the transmission, the drive shaft bolts onto it, is it has a slip shaft built into the drive shaft. So the drive shaft actually has a telescoping spline drive in it.
Or it's in the diff somehow.
Unlikely that's in the diff. But so we're trying to figure out what our best option is either way we're gonna have to have a custom drive shaft made. But do we give them the RX-8 one and tell them to install a slip yoke, or do we give them a Solstice one and just have them extend it and change the yoke? So it's pretty much gonna come down to what's cheaper. You know, is it cheaper to go buy a drive shaft and have it modified, or just to buy a slip joint and have it
Be on the
installed?
lookout for a
Yeah.
yoke from eBay or wherever.
Something. You got one, let us know. If you have
Yeah, if you got a yoke.
If you
for
have
Solstice,
if you have the yoke for the Solstice transmission, hit us up.
that's right.
That would be.
We'll do many things for one of those babies.
We'll do whatever you want.
Otherwise, we'll just
Not
buy a
within
drive-
reason, anything.
Otherwise, we'll just buy a drive shaft.
Yeah, we'll buy a drive shaft. That'll be it.
But